Okay, once we create this correlation on the data frame and store it as a correlation matrix, as I said, I'm more interested on mileage per gallon. So I would like to check and let us display it. Fine. Now, this is the correlationship between mileage and mileage itself. Mileage and cylinders giving me minus something. Now, I want this to be sorted. So let me sort this dot sort. So I get to know K, which is having high correlation. And I want to have ascending equal to false. Now this will be better. Yeah. So all your negative values have gone down. Okay. So the high correlation between, I think, the MPG and origin. Okay, there's huge correlation, 0.58. It is better than the others, of course. Then the model year has some acceleration, has some few. And there's opposite correlation, you can say, between MPG and cylinders, horsepower, displacement, and weight. Now, I'm interested here because if there's a if the mileage has to increase, this has to decrease. Okay, it's the opposite correlation, you can say. It is not like if mileage is increasing, the horsepower should also increase. It's both. It's the other way around. Okay, and you can see there's very high correlation between the weight and the MPG. Okay, even though on the other hand side, it's a negative side. Clear. So this matrix will give you an idea about how this correlation is there and which are the variables or the columns on which you need to focus on. Now, there's one more thing if you look at, especially your displacement, and if I have to work out on displacement on power. Okay, so we can also look at creating some new variables for this. So it can happen that there's the acceleration, there's some relationship between acceleration on power and acceleration on cylinder and so on. So when we come next, what we'll do is we'll try to create some new variables and check whether there's any correlation between these variables as well. And of course, the MPG, between MPG and these new variables. So we will add the new variables. I think we can do it right away. So we have 5 minutes in hand. So I'll just write that code. So let us say I want to test, say, new variables by checking their correlation with respect to what? With respect to MPG. And that is what I want to do. So let me keep this here. Okay, so the first variable which I'll be creating will be displacement on power. So testing for the new variable with effect, before we do that, we need to add this column to my data frame. Okay, so I'll have the data frame name is data. The name of my variable, let us give it as displacement on power. So displacement underscore on underscore power. Okay, this is my variable. It's a simple calculation where I'll write displacement divided by horsepower. So data displacement divided by data square bracket horsepower. Okay, this will add one column. Okay, the next column which I want is let us say weight on cylinder. Let us see weight on cylinder. So we'll focus on, there will be two variables on power and two variables for cylinder, especially displacement, acceleration, and weight and power. This all three are, I think, four variables. You can see these four variables. So we'll create some variables there. So let us create a weight on cylinder and data. This is weight divided by data into cylinder. Cylinders. Okay, done. One more, acceleration on power. So I'll create the acceleration, spelling on power equal to data. Here will be acceleration divided by power, horsepower. Data. Okay, run this. This is also fine. The last one, I'll have acceleration on cylinder. Which is equal to data acceleration divided by cylinders. Okay, now let us see this correlation. So again, I'll copy this. Where is that function? I'll copy this statements here again. Run this, and now I can check this out. Okay, fine. Now you can see this something great. Now you can see this one. Acceleration on cylinder has now high correlationship between MPG and this one. So we have 4 variables. The 2 variables definitely have high correlation, whereas the weight on cylinder, very less correlation. So this is not going to affect my mileage. Whereas on the negative side, you'll have weight, displacement. This was already there before, right? So we have got 2 variables. You can say acceleration on cylinder and acceleration on power, which is having correlationship between with respect to MPG. Okay. Now, the next step would be data preparation, which we'll do when we come next and try to go through the steps of data preparation. The first step is handling the categorical function, which we have learned a bit, but that was not a part of the model. We have not yet touched on the model. We are still supposed to create. I'm just showing you how it is to be done. And later on, we are going to create a pipeline. Pipeline is nothing but, you can say the whole process of passing your data through. So once we create the pipeline, actually we are supposed to only create the pipeline. Whatever we are going to include in the pipeline, I'm just explaining you here outside. Okay, so we'll be handling in data preparation. We are going to handle the categorical function, that is your one hot encoder. I already showed you how to do it. Then we are going to do data cleansing or data cleaning, you can say. Now, we have already filled the data, the missing data using the function fill NA. Okay, but that is not how we are supposed to do it, because in that case, we are referring to one column at a time. Okay, that is not what is required. So there is a class which is available, imputer, which we'll be using there. So when we come next, we'll see how to do this whole data preparation and go ahead with this particular project. Okay, so we will stop here. So let us